Durban's public transport system went high-tech recently by introducing the city's first large-scale cashless transit tariff system in the form of the public transport smartcard, the Muvo card. It's set to redefine the way commuters pay their bus fares. In studio with me to give us some insight into the development of new payment methods, I have Herman Singh, CEO of Beyond Payments, a division of Standard Bank. Welcome to you, Herman.
Thank you. Good to be
now,
here.
as we can see in Nigeria, they are moving from cash to mobile systems. What developments are you seeing in payment methods?
Well, if you think about the evolution of payments, all that a payment is a transfer of value from one person to another person. In the past, we used to have beads and we used to have stones, and then we moved to cash, and then we moved to card, because cash is inherently expensive. It's clunky to carry. It's difficult to hand over. There's a security risk. It's expensive to store. So cards logically solve the problem initially. The challenge that we are seeing is even cash now is being dematerialized. So we're seeing the advent of mobile phones. We're seeing the advent of chips. And value is being stored electronically in multiple forms, like on a chip, on a card, on a chip, on a phone, in a wallet, on your computer, and the money is being transferred electronically.
So now, lots of innovation there. But how does Africa fare in terms of the rest of the world when it comes to innovative payment methods?
So Africa's got 1 billion people. That's 1 in 12 people in the world. 1 in 14 people in the world is actually, so 1 in 7 people in the world is actually African. We have $1 trillion economy. And the reality is that in Africa, very similar to phones, we didn't have a land phone based culture, so we leapfrogged land phones and went straight to mobile phones. We're seeing a very similar thing happen in payments. In South Africa, we have 300,000 point of sale machines. In Nigeria, a country with 4 or 5 times our population, they only have 3,000 point of sale machines. They have very few cards. So what we're seeing is a leapfrogging of the older technology. Therefore, Africa is ending up becoming a payment innovator in the world.
And if we talk about your latest development, which is the Muvo card, could you give us a bit of a background of what it actually is?
Sure. So what you're finding generally in the world is new payment instruments are easy to launch when you have a community. So the Durban municipality, eThekwini, is basically a community. It's a group of millions of people who happen to use the service on a bus, a taxi, a train daily. Often these people are unbanked. So the municipality wanted a safe and secure way for individuals to store both money and their tickets in an electronic form and to hand those tickets and cash over. So we came up with a card that does 2 things. The Muvo card stores the ticket electronically and it stores your money electronically, so it's a very low-cost bank account and simultaneously an electronic way to travel on a bus, a train, or a taxi.
In terms of security, is there security for this card?
Yes, so all the cards are PIN-based, and if you lose your card, we're able to reconnect you with your money. Although, because the money is physically stored on the card, whoever holds the card actually can use the ticket. So it's very similar to losing your wallet, and in a way, it's actually a very small mobile wallet stored on a card or on the chip on the card.
And when can we expect this Muvo card to be rolled out?
It's being rolled out in a pilot initially in February, and will then be rolled out from the first 50,000 card pilot to roughly 1 million cards, and gradually over time it will be rolled out all over the country.
And if we look at the Muvo card, it's one technology that you're using here in South Africa. Are you perhaps using other technologies in the rest of Africa?
Yes. So in Nigeria, for example, the Nigerian government has legislated a cashless environment. And what Standard Bank has done using a Beyond Payments platform is we've applied for and secured a mobile payments license. So in a country of 140, 150 million people, no cards, no point of sale machines, cell phones are going to become the primary form of payment. And we have a license, so we are rolling out with that license a mobile payment system.
If we go back to the Muvo card and we look at you're going to start off with the buses and then move on to the taxi industry and then to rail. What have they actually bought into this whole system, and what's the news like there?
So there are some challenges, and the challenge is that that any new payment instrument is basically an exercise in change management. You've got to change the consumer's behavior. You've got to get acceptance from the taxi drivers, the train drivers, the conductors. You have to get merchants in the area to accept this. So the Muvo card, for example, requires a change in the way in which the tickets are validated, a change in the way in which customers carry their tickets. They've got to buy their ticket, load it into the card. Merchants have to accept the card as payment, etc. So the card will actually be used everywhere. But there is a change management issue, and so working with the taxi industry, I think, is a journey rather than a destination.
So a very interesting system, this Muvo card. But when you look at the future, what does the future hold for payment methods?
So if you think about a payment system, the ability to make a payment requires that you, if you're going to go electronic, it requires that you prove you are who you are before you can reach in and pull out your money and hand it over. There's three ways you can do that. One is something you know, okay, which is a PIN. It's something you have. It could be a card or a cell phone. And in the future, I think it's going to be something that you are. So it'll be your finger or your voice or the way you look. And I think fingerprint is probably going to be the basis of the future.